New Orleans, a city of charm, a city of secrets, a city of mystery, a city of magic. Across the river from the French Quarter, magic of a different kind is created. It is the magic of glass blowing, and it can be found at Rosetree Glass Studio, where owner Mark Rosenbaum and other talented artists create that magic.
What I do first to design a piece is I sit down and think about a form that would be pleasing to me and pleasing to others. I will go down into the shop and proceed to try and make it. When making a piece of glass, the tool that you use is a blowpipe. And a blowpipe is a long, hollow metal tube, and pretty much has been the same tool for over 2,000 years. The first thing you have to do is heat up the tip of this blowpipe. Once the tip is heated up, you would dip it in a molten glass and get a small gather of glass. The glass is, the working temperature that we use is 2,050 degrees Fahrenheit. And you gather a small amount of glass on the end of the blowpipe, and you would then marver it, which is roll it onto a steel table to cool it down and to shape it so that you can get successive layers of glass on. As soon as you take the glass out of the furnace, it starts to cool off. So you have a certain amount of time to work with the glass and to shape it and marver it. Then you have to go and reheat into another oven that's called a glory hole. And this is just hot. There's no glass in it. It's just a hot chamber that's 2,200 degrees. And you use that to reheat to keep your piece hot and malleable. The color glass are small chips of color or powdered colored glass. The glass just won't stick to it. The clear glass has to be hot, and you roll it across, and it picks up a certain amount depending on how hot the clear glass is. At this time, you could either layer some colored glass between layers of clear glass, or you could just layer more clear glass depending on the size of the piece that you're making. Sometimes it's one gather, or it's two gathers or three gathers, and you're layering color inside it, and you're gathering over top, and you're shaping it and marvering it. It's just a lot of heat, a lot of carrying around back and forth till you get the exact shape that you want. Or it might just be something really quick, like an ornament, where you just blow out one gather and one bubble to a certain size, and then you break it off and put a hook on with another gather of glass, and then you're done. So glass can be something that's very quick or very time-consuming. I mean, a piece can take 5 minutes, or a piece can take an hour and a half. It just depends on what you're doing and how complex you're getting. To place a bubble into the piece, what you do is the glass has to be a certain temperature. If the glass is too cold, a bubble can't blow out. If the glass is too hot, the bubble will blow out very fast, and you won't be able to control it. So what you want to do is have the glass at a certain temperature, and then you lightly breathe air through the pipe, and that will expand at the bottom of the pipe where the glass is and give you a bubble into the glass. This is actually the inside of the piece. So the more that you blow your bubble, the bigger the piece will get. Depending on the shape that you're making and the form that you're making, you would use a different type of tool or a different type of technique. When the piece is finished, you make sure that it's the right shape, right size, and no other blowing should be done. And then what you do is we have a chamber where we spray it with a iridizing solution, which is actually a thin metal coating that covers the glass and then reacts to the heat and gives a metallic sheen to the glass. And then what you do is you reheat the glass one more time, and then you remove the piece from the pipe and put it into an annealing oven. And what the annealing oven does is the annealing oven stays at around 900 degrees while all the pieces are being loaded for the day. And then at night, we slowly cool the glass down to room temperature. So in the morning, the pieces can be taken out and ground and polished or do whatever cold working has to be done to the glass. New Orleans has a magic and a mystery to it. Um, People are intrigued by New Orleans, the food, the flavors, the voodoo, everything about New Orleans is very intriguing. There's a magic to it, and there's this magic in glass where somebody who is good at glass blowing, this piece all of a sudden appears on the pipe. You'll see him moving and making movements, and all of a sudden there'll be a vase on the end or a goblet, and it's magical. From this blob of clear glass and colored powders and chips, all of a sudden there's this beautiful vase or a beautiful goblet. It's this magical thing that happens in glass, where most other mediums there's a long drawn out process, where glass is an immediate magical satisfaction.